morning. Welcome to another Head Chopperz episode here today. Today here in the studios we have Barbero 81, Barbero.
Yes,
no,
sir.
81 is it?
Yeah,
Barbero 81, owner of
That's fine with me.
Owner of Marcia's Barbershop in New Rochelle, New York.
Okay. Yes,
So today we got a very special episode. We're gonna be talking a lot of stuff that's going on in the industry, and there's certain things that we were talking behind the scenes. So you on the IG live for a little while, you can see certain topics we're gonna be talking about. But we're gonna be talking about this now that we're live on the show. Macho, what's up, man? Shout out to MVP Performance on 1978 Park Street, Hartford, Connecticut. Shout outs to the MVP Performance team. So yeah, man. So my man's Barbero, August 4th has. Can I see that flyer real quick?
Yeah, we got it right here, August 4th.
So we got August 4th, the main event barber battle in New Rochelle, New York. Make sure to stop by his Instagram at Barbero81 and check out his Instagram, and you could order. There's a link there too for you to order your tickets to register to compete.
Yes, sir.
And also become a vendor as well. So check that out. For all details, again, you could actually reach him at 914-804-3522 or at main event barber battle at gmail.com. Again, that's or at main event barber battle at gmail.com.
Yes,
and the number is 914-804-3522. Main event. Yo, this is gonna be crazy because the battle's gonna take inside a boxing ring.
Yes, sir.
That's gonna look crazy.
The barbers will be duking it out inside a ring.
And of course, Head Chopperz Radio will be in the building. We got a booth in there soon. I'm locking that down today with my mans right here. So we're definitely gonna make that happen, and we're gonna be broadcasting live from the main event. If you're not able to go, you can catch it right on here on Head Chopperz Radio.
Yes, sir.
So we were talking about a lot of topics, man. Let's talk about ownership first. You coming from New York, you know, there's different styles in every state. I've experienced just with my fellow barbers here, what they go through here in Connecticut, and all the requirements that a town require. It's for me, it's a little bit more stricter here in Connecticut. That's what they got to go through.
Definitely.
How is it in New Rochelle, New York, and Westchester County? To establish a barbershop, explain to them what you got to go through in order to.
Definitely. Well, I've been a barbershop owner in New Rochelle, New York for like 15 years. Last May that just passed has been 15 years. And New Rochelle basically it's a standard system like any other place. You know, you need to get your barber's license, your barbershop license, everything. You know. Everything that requires it. It's not probably as strict that it is here, because I hear you guys stressed, like real stressed about that.
Dude, they didn't let my mans open up. You see that little light up there next to the exit sign? They didn't let them open up because of that.
But you know what? At the end of the day, that goes back to people not being used to what this new wave and culture of barbershop is. If you look at the demographics of where you guys are, we could definitely tell that there's not a lot of us here.
Yeah.
You know, there's not a lot of us here, and I'm not trying to like separate people, but at the same time, there's not a lot of us here. These people are being introduced to new things. So you know, when a person introduces you to a new thing, you tend to put a restriction on it just for it to be safe for you. You know, so a lot of these people are not gonna be used to the barbershop culture, and they're basically gonna make you go through the ringer before they give you a chance.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, in Rochelle, I opened up my barbershop in my community. I came from the Bronx. I moved to New Rochelle when I was 11 years old. I lived there till I was early 20s. When I got married, I moved out, and I always had other jobs, but I always cut hair. I have my friends come into my house, you know, kitchen cutters, you know, all the good stuff.
I remember those days.
You know, mami, when your mom's like, limpia el piso que dejaste lleno de pelo. Yo no voy a estar limpiando ese reguero. You know what I mean? Like, you know, shout out to my moms and to my dad and to all the moms and dads that put up with us making messes in the crib with other people's hair, yo.
I still go through that with my wife.
To mom and dad and La Escoba for safe, for being clutch. Clutch. Shout out to that. Shout out to the beginnings. But like I was saying before, you know, and I've been doing it for a long time, so I wanted to bring something to my people in my community. I have a community that was predominantly white and African American, and slowly but surely we started having a very Latino movement. Like, you know, a lot of predominantly Mexican people, we have Puerto Rican people. You know, there used to be a heavy Italian population, but now where those people used to be, it's like the cycle's been taken over by us. So I used to see and used to hear. I used to have to go to the Bronx to get my hair cut. Shout out to my man Mike at the Spot Barbershop on 184th and Grand Concourse. I love you, bro. You was a big inspiration to me, even though you probably don't even know it. You know what I mean? So I used to hear a lot of dudes like, yo, you know, I gotta go to the Bronx to get a haircut. I gotta go over here to get a haircut because over here they don't do us right, or they don't know how to work with my type of hair, you know? So I started cutting hair, and I almost like told myself, listen, one day I want to open up a shop where my people come get haircuts and they come out fresh and they don't have to go far anymore, you know? So over years of zeking and practicing and doing what I had to do, you know, I started working in barbershops. I got my first shop when I was 17 years old after I finished high school. 17. His name is Mr. Shelton, rest in peace, Mr. Shelton. He gave me a shot, you know. I was out there in the streets up to, I'm not saying I was a bad kid, but I was out there doing mischievous things, you know. And he gave me a shot in his shop, and he saw that I had a little potential, and he brought me up in that old school manner where, you know, I walked around all day snapping my shears if I wasn't doing nothing, you know, cleaning my stand or cleaning the shop or making sure I knew how to work behind the chair, and a lot of stuff that, you know, basic stuff, you know, that's in this industry that every barber should know, you know. So I was like the first Spanish guy in New Rochelle to start working in, like I said before, I came up in African American barbershops, you know, a lot of guys wasn't giving me a shot because they thought I didn't know how to cut waves or very like, or like, oh my man, you know, don't push my hairline back, man. You know, Poppy, please, don't use the razor because you're gonna bump me out, you know, stuff like that, which is, I love it,
you know
because,
how to cut this type of
yes,
hair?
Yeah, you know how to cut this type of hair, you know, and it's funny because it's like, bro, like I'm half Puerto Rican, like my grandmother could be your grandmother, on the skin shade, like, you know, we all the same, but at the same time it's a phobia that the customers came up with, like, you know, oh, Spanish guy, you know, it's different. So back to the topic, I opened up my shop 2004. And thank God I've been there ever since, you know, and I've been literally serving my community, bro, because my mom lived like 4 blocks away from my shop. Like I could literally go walk to my mom's house and have lunch and come back to work, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not telling you that I'm serving my community and not in it, you know, I literally serve my community. And it's tough because, you know, you have people in the community that don't want to see you do good neither.
True.
So it's like, you know, as a barber, you know, you got a lot of eyes on you because you're, like we were talking about before, we're trendsetters, we're psychologists, we are artists, we are fashionistas, doctors, whatever you call it. You know what? We are the chameleons of the workforce, bro. Because if you need something, you come to your barber, and that's how it's always been. So please, ladies and gentlemen, when you out there, think about the value that you gotta give us. And I'm not demanding it, I'm saying just think about it closely, what a barber goes through on a day and day. You know, we deal with people's problems sometimes. People sit in that chair and they just let it all loose. And a lot of people don't understand that energy that's brought to you by other people sticks with you. And that's a burden that a lot of people don't carry, because a lot of people, besides a psychologist, doesn't know what it is to sit there and listen to somebody or tell somebody you should do this. And sometimes we don't even know the situation at hand, right, Barbara? Like they might be going through something that we haven't even gone through, and we still giving them advice. So, you know, as an owner, like my man told me, I've experienced as an owner that being an owner of a barbershop is like, it's either you the boss that's in the front of the line or you the boss that's in the back of the line. If you a boss that's in the front of the line, all you want is your rent. You don't care if the dude comes to work. You don't care if nothing happens. All you do is want your rent.
As long as your rent is there, you good.
You good. As an owner,
That's so true.
as a owner of a barbershop, yeah, that's good. But at the same time, you got the way I work my shop is like I like to see my barbers all working. So I don't care if I'm cutting you or he's cutting you or the next man's cutting you. If I'm cutting and you my customer and I have one of my boys not doing nothing, he's going to cut you. Do not wait for me if I tell you not wait for me. Because at the end of the day, my team has to eat. My team has to eat. I'm not a one-man band owner of a barbershop. I like to make sure that my machine is well oiled and my boys are all working. As a barbershop owner who keeps it 100 with their team, I think that's the best thing you can do. If you're a barbershop owner out there and you want to be the star of your barbershop and you're not feeding the rest of your team, open a studio, open a loft, and do your own thing. Ownership is not for you.
That's so true.
That's so
Okay.
true, man. That is so true, man.
So, as a perspective of owner, you have to understand that you can't tell a barber certain things and demand things from barber. If you see behind me, people, this is a beautiful barbershop. Everybody has their stands. Like I was telling before, every barber is his little business in his stand. As an owner, your job is to keep a good energy, a safe environment, and a clean environment for their real estate. So it's like when you have an apartment and you complain to your landlord that you don't have hot water, that's like you coming up to us like, yo bro, my stand is looking a little messed up, or my chair pump is broken. I need that, you know? And you can't sit there. Sometimes it's a lot of dudes understand that being an owner too is hard, because sometimes you think your boss got everything and it'd be tough. Because a lot of us come out of pocket just to make sure everybody else is good, you know? Because you better believe if the boss got a Mercedes and the workers got on the bus, something wrong here.
Yeah.
That's true. You know?
Your man's got to be driving too if he's working with you, you know? Because as a boss, as a barbershop owner, see, I don't like to influence the word boss. I don't use the word boss a lot because these are my colleagues. These are my boys who work with me. When people work into my barbershop, be like, who owns it? My boys point to me. I don't point to myself because they know I'm humble with it. There's been plenty of times where dudes walk in, who owns a shop? And I'm still cutting because I'm not sticking my chest out. If my boys be like, yo, there's a dude right there, he owns a shop. You know what I mean? And that's better than you sticking your chest out, but oh, me. In this industry, as an owner, they know me's. You gotta flip it and call it we's. You know what I mean, bro? Word up. So,
That's so true, man.
you know, it's a lot of sacrifice. It's a lot of patience. You know, and like, you know, recently, I just renovated my shop. You know, I go through like 2 or 3 renovations every 2-3 years. I try to flip it up. I try to keep up with the styles. And, you know, you gotta stay on point. So now you have the issue of, should I put the rent up now? Or should I wait a little bit? Or should I put my prices up first, then put the rent up? Or should I wait a little bit? You know, you can't just like all of a sudden renovate the shop and boom, rent's going up, boys.
$250 a week.
Wow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, that you know, and it's like, you know, especially when you've been dealing with dudes that have been working with you for years.
Yeah.
You know, you have a lot of owners that be like, fuck that, I'm putting the rent up. Who the hell's gonna pay for the 10 grand I just spent on shit? Like, not me. I'm doing it for these dudes. That's not the way it works. You know, it's like, if you really look at the psychology of being a barber owner, yo, it's like you really doing everything for your team, bro, and you second. Because if they not happy, it's like a weak link in the chain, bro. You can't work in an environment where you own a barbershop and your workers are looking at you like, yo, forget this dude. Like, this dude's all about him. You know? And a lot of people don't understand that. And it's for any business. A lot of people don't understand the sacrifice that an owner of any establishment has to go through. The loss of time with their family. Things that you can't get back. Like I said before, we're there early. We get you in early, but we always late. You know what I mean? We get you in early, but we always late, man. And you know, 10, 12, 13, 15. My grinders know these are all hours I'm talking about. In the chair, in the kitchen.
We make it look easy.
All
but
right,
it's not.
all right. This is varicose veins, spider veins, lower back problems, not eating properly because we gotta worry about you guys getting your hair cut first, and I don't want you staring at me while I'm eating. You know, there's a lot of sacrifice as a barber that we put in that is not appreciated by all. You know, I'm half Mexican, half Puerto Rican, guys. I was raised in 192nd and Grand Concourse. My father was the first Mexican dude to be on the concourse. They didn't have tortillas in the store, bro. He made them bring him tortillas because he used to bring tortillas from New Rochelle where he worked at, and he was tired of going to the store and not getting what he wanted. You know what I mean? I'm used to being different than everybody else because when I was living in the Bronx, so everybody was Puerto Rican. My dad's Mexican and my mom's Puerto Rican. I'm fucking 6'2". That's definitely not a Mexican stereotype height. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You feel me? People see me, they think I'm Puerto Rican, but I was really raised by Mexican culture. You know what I mean?
It's okay when you
And,
go to Texas,
yo.
man. You see novela Mexicans that
Oh,
are like 6'2",
of course.
6'4".
No,
man.
but it's funny because you know
But
everybody
up
got
here,
that
yeah.
stereotype. You feel me?
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy DJ Juanito who's out there. He's gonna be at the main event barber battle. One of the tallest Mexicans. Hot 97. I love you, little bro. That's my boy. That's my brother from another mother. He knows what's up. So back to the topic, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm used to like being the one that's different. On the block, my parents made sacrifices. I was able to go to Catholic school while I lived in the Bronx. You know, I had an older sister. She stood up my older sister. Shout out to my older sister. I love her so much. She was a great example for me.
Where you went? Mount St. Michael, St. Raymond?
I went to Our Lady of Mercy
Oh,
on
shit.
Marion Avenue.
Yeah, I know where that is.
All right, brother,
Yeah.
which is a beautiful school and not such a beautiful place.
Yep.
So
So true.
when I was raised in where I was different because I wasn't like everybody else. And what's funny is that when I moved to New Rochelle, where it was all Mexicans, everybody saw me as Puerto Rican. Because of my swag, because of the way we came, where I came from, you know what I mean? So back to the story I was talking about my dad with the tortillas. That basically what I said is that, like, you know, no matter where you at, if you need something, if you don't open your mouth, you ain't gonna get it.
That's so true.
You know what I mean? And I don't know if our cultures are this. We all, so obviously, because we Puerto Rican and we all Spanish, but a lot of people don't respect the barber game. They feel like it's un trabajo de huevones, de vagos,
That is so
de
true.
títeres, de
Yeah.
drogadictos,
Drug dealers,
de drug dealers.
It's like sometimes
They,
they be
they,
like,
no,
you
they,
know what it
no,
is?
they don't, they
So
don't,
what
res-
else you do?
they don't,
Back
res-
to the
no,
topic
no res-
where you were talking about those barbershops that the owners are in the back of the line. That's where that comes from. Because that barbershop, that owner only cares about rent. So you don't care if that dude is right there paying $150 a week and he's getting his money, but yet that's the dude that's selling weed or whatever he's selling off of that booth right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it downgrades us as a profession.
Yes.
So people look at us and then they take this
Charge you $10
this
a
persona
haircut,
that
just pay
we
the
are,
rent.
and they think, oh, every
That's not
barber is
everything
like this,
for
and
us.
it's really not like that, man.
And that's
You know what I
something.
mean?
That's something that has to be. That's something that has to be cleaned in our culture
Mhm.
by the barbershop owners. That those are the ones who are in the front of the line and don't care what happens behind them. so they're just looking forward. Or if they see it, they just turn a blind eye, just because they know, oh, this guy's paying me, so I couldn't care less. But remember, if something happens, the person who's gonna take all the blame is the barbershop owner,
That is so true.
and he's responsible for not putting a halt to that. You know what
And
I mean?
I've
some
seen
people
that
that
before,
are in
too.
there too that have nothing to do
Do
with
it.
what that person is
People
doing.
be-
Yeah,
I've seen that
making
before,
it
like,
hot for everybody else.
Exactly.
And they like,
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
have no license, it's okay, but you got clients. So
Yeah,
you don't work with us.
You
Yeah.
know what?
What?
In New York, is me and him come from the same place. You know what I mean? Bronx. You could walk around a lot of barbershops over there, man.
Nobody
And
got their
guarantee
license.
Nobody got their license. Man.
Nobody.
I respect those that go out and they go
And
get
you
their
know what's
license,
crazy
man.
though? At the same time, nobody got their license, but dudes is out there grinding.
Yeah, they grinding.
They grinding harder than half of the dudes that probably have their
Have
license.
a license, yeah.
So it's like the grind is respected, but the process needs to be done just like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm sure in New Rochelle, there's barbershops out there that there's a lot of barbershops out there, and I know a lot of the guys they ain't got their licenses. You know, there's a lot of guys with pus in their blood, and they'll be like, you know, I'm gonna send the inspectors on these dudes. You know what I mean? Fuck it. I'll finish and I'll be good because I got my paperwork. But you don't want to bring that type of energy to yourself. You know what I mean? You don't want because everything that goes around comes around, and you don't want to bring that energy back on yourself, man. So, for me as a barbershop owner, and for a barber who wants to be a barbershop owner, my advice to him is patience, gratitude, and do not procrastinate. Patience with the people you work with, gratitude with the people you work with, gratitude with your customers. Treat people the way you want to be treated. You know, don't settle for a system that can't be upgraded. You know what I mean? Move with the times. Talk to your employees. If you see them coming with I'm the type of boss that if I see my boys walking in with a certain face, I ask them right away, like, yo, you good, bro? Like what's going on, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And not being nosy, I just want to know, like, you know, you
crazy 'cause
you alright?
You want them to whatever they're going through.
Yeah, you want
that person not to affect the work that they're.
And you know
It's
what?
crazy
You wanna make that you wanna do that, but not make it obvious to them in that way, because if you tell them, listen, don't bring that shit to the shop, they're gonna be like, yo, you know
Yeah.
what? Fuck you then, bro. I'm
Yeah.
going through my shit. I'll go home, nigga. I don't need to be here.
Exactly.
So you gotta tell them in a certain way, like, yo, you good?
Shout out to Macho the barber, because he's the owner of the shop that I work in,
Mm-hmm.
and
Shout out to Macho the barber.
I'm
What's
telling
up,
you,
bro?
man, I could be with a sad face or whatever, and this guy always like, listen, you know, let's talk. What up? You okay?
Yeah.
Anything happening?
Yeah, man.
And it's always like a team right there helping
Yeah,
out each
man.
Yeah,
other.
you gotta show them that you care about them too, you know, because that shit. You're 24/7 with these guys working in the shop. You're seeing
That's
your
what I'm
faces
saying. You
every
spend
day.
You spend more time with your dudes than you do with your family,
Right?
bro.
Exactly. So
Yo, I don't know about you guys, but I
They
be on
become
I be on
family.
a Sunday sometimes, and my wife be like, "Yo, you wanna work today?" And I'm like, "Nah, I just got like 2 or 3 appointments. You know, don't worry about it." But it be the itch.
True.
I gotta go cut. Like, I don't know.
And if you open
And
up
it's- and
Instagram and you
you're
see
like, yo.
videos and
Next
stuff,
thing you know, you see a
like,
nigga
oh my
4
God.
minutes ago. He's getting it in already.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
what am I doing here? Like, but that just go for passionate barbers. Like,
Yeah.
not everybody got that in their blood. You know what I mean?
Real quick, everybody that's on the live on IGs, please go over to YouTube. Channel is Hair Chopperz Radio. Chopperz with a Z. Go to our channel. We are live streaming right now. We always live stream every Monday from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's a 1.5 hour show. Very interesting topics that we always bring up. You know, aside from this, we always have a special guest here and there. Today we have Barbero81. Make sure to
Yes,
follow
sir.
his Instagram at Barbero81. He's also the owner of Monsieur's Barbershop in New Rochelle,
Yes,
New
sir.
York. So make sure to stop. If you're in the New Rochelle area in Westchester County, stop by the barbershop, man, and show love to the fellas out there and his crew out there for real. He's also the founder of the main event Barber Battle. You could go over. You could actually call him at 914-804-3522 if you have any inquiries for vendors to compete in the categories, or just to be just to show up and visit and see the show out there. or you could get them at maineventbarberbattle@gmail.com.
Yes, sir.
That's where you could not. There's a link in his IG.
The Instagram.
Click it, purchase your ticket there, and man,
Check
hopefully
out
I'll
the
see you
picture
there
on my
August 4th.
live.
So yeah, another topic that we was talking behind the scenes is let's talk about this little clipper companies here, man.
Wow.
So we was talking about like they just put me on. To,
Thing was that
I
I
were
found
going ham, man.
I found the picture.
Yo, first of all, I'm gonna get
and
this
the post.
out the way first.
They were talking
They were
crazy.
going ham.
I'm gonna throw it out there. There's not a better clipper than the Fade Master Andes.
Woo.
I don't know, man. The senior
You cannot fade. There is not a better grain of fade.
Ladies and
Remember
gentlemen,
what I just
we
said.
have a live chat
That is
on
not.
YouTube.
There is not a better grain of fade
Drop your clippers right there. What clippers
Drop
you,
your
you
comment.
like?
Drop your
than the
comment.
Andes Fade Master.
And let me know what is. This is on YouTube. You go to YouTube right now.
Shout out to Andes for making
Yes.
the best clipper that ever buzzed on this earth. Shout
You
out
can
to
go to
Andes.
YouTube right now. Drop a comment. Let me know what's your favorite
Shout out to
clipper
Andes,
to use
man.
during the day. I personally love the Wall Reflection Senior. To me, that's one of the best. I've used Wall a lot. I use sometimes. There's different textures of hair. So to me, it
Like,
depends on the
I like
texture.
that.
of hair.
You read my mind. I was just about to say
So
that.
you have to have various clippers. You could have an Oster. You could have, you know what I mean. Sometimes, like I'm gonna say it, man, Morenos, man. Sometimes I gotta use Osters with y'all because it just cuts right through your head.
You know what it is?
Especially when it's just that Caesar cut, and y'all coming in with an afro like this, and sometimes the Andy gets jammed. It gets jammed up.
You know what it is? What I realized over the years of cutting hair is it's the teeth. It's the teeth.
Yes.
So check this out.
It all depends on the
A
blade.
Fade
Flat
Master
blade,
has
longer
a flat
teeth.
blade, has longer and slimmer
Yep.
teeth, so it's not gonna have the same cutting capacity than the Walls.
That's
Walls
why
has
it's
thicker
called
teeth,
a Fade Master.
has thicker teeth with a wider spread, which
Yep.
catches more hair.
More hair,
If
yep.
you're doing waves, for all the barbers out there who just starting to cut hair, if you're doing waves, your best machine to use is a Walls with the green. And if you're nice like that, and don't get caught up in cutting calyx off, you finish it off with an Oster with the grain.
Mm-hmm.
Those will give you the tightest spin cycle you could put on somebody's waves. Fade Masters, they're not made for that in my eyes. They're made more for the finishing touches.
Yeah, that's what I use.
A Fade Master is the finisher, the sander, the Mariano Rivera clippers,
Mhm.
the finishers. Please do not put your Fade Masters through somebody who has very coarse or thick hair and expect it not to jam. They're not
It's
made for
gonna
that.
jam, bro.
Those they're gonna jam, and it's not gonna be cute. You're not gonna look professional. Whoever's in your chair is gonna turn around and think twice about your skill.
Yeah.
All right. So back to the topic. My man right here is talking about. I don't know if he's part of the Andes Nation with me, but I'm really down with that Andes Fade Master. I have tested many clippers. I feel like every clipper has its purpose, but we have not seen any clipper. Well, at least I haven't
Crazy.
seen a
I
clipper that
started
gave me
with
that
the
grade.
Andes.
And I'm gonna go back to this because when I started cutting hair,
It's a heavy clipper.
I
Not to
started
me, I
cutting
like
hair
it.
with a Con Air, and this is what we're gonna discuss now. With a Con Air that had no lever, so I was doing clipper over comb,
Fade.
and then I was doing the blade
Yeah,
with the
nice.
comb that you put in, and you can level up and down on it, and that's some other style stuff that when you don't have it like that, you're gonna learn how to cut with whatever you got.
Flip
The
over,
question is
comb, and
Con Air.
toothbrush.
Con Air has been a company that's been around since forever. It's an Italian company. For those who don't know, that's why they're Ferraris and all that. They have the Italian flag on it. So now that you guys know this, there was a conversation ongoing on Instagram. My man Kino put me on. He tagged me. He's like, "Yo, Brian,
Shout
remember
out
this?"
to Yusuf the barber.
Yeah, yeah. This is actually a conversation between Yusuf and everybody from Babylist to other barbers.
The guys,
Vandigo.
the guys in the
Vandigo,
show are
all that.
asking where can we see the channel live on YouTube.
You can
Let
go
them
to
know.
YouTube, Hair Chopperz Radio. It's right up here. It's spelled just like that, Hair Chopperz Radio,
YouTube here, Chopperz Radio, right there.
and you
baby
can see
boy.
it live on there.
Hair Chopperz
You
Radio.
can live and comment. Phil's in the
Chopperz
building.
with a Z.
So
We might give away some
we're
girls.
talking about these Conner machines because the conversation was about Babylist and their new FX 673. Some people were complaining about like the lever was breaking.
Yep.
Different things was happening with the machine, and then they one guy put a machine that was the old FX, which was actually kind of, and we got Philly in the building.
Daddy's in the building.
Bienvenido, Phil.
Got home
Daddy's
from
here.
came from the dentist. So yeah, we talking about
handsome.
this conversation that was going on in
How you doing, man?
it was going on Instagram at Kino for me, and everybody's talking about this baby list 673.
Can I bash baby list?
That's why everybody was doing.
Baby list sucks.
That's exactly what they were saying. Like
That's what everybody's conversation. Everybody was bashing the company, man, and I felt
right here?
yeah.
You see? I don't know if you can see it from. I bought these for $180 when they came out. I gave these shits away like 12 days later. These sucked. He still has them, but these things suck, bro. I'm sorry. They suck. I gave them away.
Yeah.
I just
So
gave-
that's
I just gave away
everybody's.
the-
That was
the
everybody's
new rose
input on the.
My boy Kino just bought some from the Connecticut Barber Expo.
Yep.
And man, I don't even know how long they lasted. But
Bro.
they're
Yo,
good.
his light is still
Bye-bye.
on probably right now.
Man.
Bye-bye.
So
Hey,
everybody's
But
comment,
that's-
everybody's comment on these clippers were dropped, and there was a lot of negative feed. But my thing and my comment and my opinion was, there's so many clipper companies coming out right now that clipper companies are actually competing against each other. So in order to make some money and do what they do, they're dropping these machines way too fast, way too
Real fast.
So they're not taking their time to test the product. I don't think they're testing the product out right. They're not manufacturing this right. So when they're selling it at a price that is ridiculous. Then the consumer buys it. The barber goes use it in the shop. Month later is giving them problems. So I think for these clipper companies, take your time. Right now, the only two that I believe in is Wall and Andes because they've gotten some great
Take
products
the
and they
idea
last longer.
of
I have
Apple
no
and
issues
all
with
that.
those. But as far as
They come up with
Babyliss
products.
and all these other companies that are coming back out, please take your time with your product and make sure that the price that you're gonna charge, like my man said, he paid $100 and something. Right now, Kino paid $149 for your
Exactly.
trimmers at the CT Barber Expo, and
The
now they're giving him
labels
problems.
messed
The
up.
gold ones.
The gold ones.
With
The,
with the
no,
ET
no, no.
head, I call it.
The rose- the rose
we
gold.
got the
You like
rose
them?
golds.
I don't.
Not the newest
I don't
newest
even
one,
have 'em.
He's an
but
Andes guy.
Listen,
the oldest one.
I don't mean to be
The older one. So yeah, they were messing up so much, and I had to sell them. So I'm thinking about going back to either Andes
There you go.
or Wall. Well, I use Wall.
There's no going
But it's
back.
crazy-
You never
it's
left.
crazy
You never
how-
left.
I know.
You never left. You didn't go.
But it's
nowhere.
crazy how you spend all this money thinking that the clipper is gonna be like the one on the post that they be putting out.
Well, you
there.
know how it is, brother. It's like
And
when we watch
it's
the
crazy.
burger commercials.
Yeah.
That we see that burger, we're like, damn, that joint looks
Have
good.
you
You
noticed-
see,
It's
you know what I mean? When you in the Instagram and you
Melting
see
your
that
mouth.
gold plate FX,
You know?
that you see that baby list, you like, ooh, that
Yeah.
joint is sexy, you know. But it's like the way I see it with clippers like that. It's like dealing with a girl, with a pretty girl who smells.
True.
You know what I mean? You see the pretty girl, you be like, oh, whatever, and next thing you know, when you're
one
using
thing I
it, it's
noticed
like, damn.
about
Oh, you waited so long for that girl, and then you finally get it, and you're like,
in some of
What
this
is that?
famous
Dude.
barbers,
You
famous
overhyped
barbers,
yourself, man.
Like I spent all this money on the cologne for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And we got some famous barbers out there that they post the clipper, but after the haircut, like I want to see the full.
Okay. The
effect of
whole
it.
thing done with that clipper?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's not
They
happening.
don't do that.
That's not happening. You know what the famous
Cool.
shot is? They flex the haircut with a fade master. Then then they'll put the baby list next to the fade with a nice picture and said, "We just crushed it."
Yeah, that's
All right.
That's,
I've been to expos with companies that I've showed my face just to show love. I've actually been models for certain guys to get a haircut. I've gone on stage, swept the hair for them, organized their stuff just to network. And don't be surprised if you see one of these guys work in front of the company, and when you look on their stand, there's another company's clipper on their joint. They will erase the name, or they'll just wrap it with something, you know, because at the end of the day, it's like you can't. It's like barbers. I can't cut your hair. I can't cut your hair the same way you could cut my. You cut. You know what I mean? You can't cut the same way I cut. We all different.
We're all different.
So you can't expect a machine from Babyliss to cut the same way as a machine from Andy's, or Andy's machine to cut like a Wall's. Yes, go ahead.
Let me ask you: is it because we're so used to Andy's or Babyliss? I mean, or Walls, that now that the Babyliss is coming out, we
Check
don't
this
like
out.
it? Or does you just
The way
do
I
they
s-
not work for you?
The way I see it is that you're right on the fact that we are used to them,
Mhm.
because obviously we're used to the joints. But if you're driving a car and you have a driver's license, you should be able to drive every car.
Every car. Yep.
But there's that one car that drives better than the other, isn't it? But at the same time, we can drive every car. You feel me? We can drive every car, but there's that one car that we like better than the other, and it goes with machines the same way. There's a lot of machines, but we just work better with others. There might be somebody that's looking at us like, yo, look at these old fools talking about that the Babyliss sucks, and this and that. And that might be a younger generation that's been brought it up with these type of machines.
It's a hype.
They might be able to flex the work that they think they flexing because that's all they've used. I've had barbers come into my barbershop that come with certain equipment, and I'll be like, yo, listen, bro, I know you want to step your game up. I know you want to do this and like that. But in my opinion, you're not going to achieve this product if you don't get this to do it with. Because it's impossible for you to get me a sand. The way I call it in my shop is a sandpaper taper. The sandpaper, I mean, is like it feels like bald if
Yep.
you don't have a balder.
I call it baby bug.
You know what I mean? If you don't have a balder, you're not going to
Baby
achieve
butt
that
bald.
glow. No matter how much you rub that liner or adjust it or whatever, even the straight razor is not going to give you that glow, because the
You can use
straight
a
razor
and then go
and
after
go
with
up,
the machine.
it still won't give you that up against the grain glow. Shout out to Bronze for the best shaver.
Braun 9 series.
Braun 9 series.
Oh my
Shout out.
God. I
Bron,
swear
if you
to
need a
this guy.
sponsor, holla at me, bro. I mean,
That
if
is
you
the best.
please, if you need somebody to work for you on the stage, whatever, holla at me. I use your product since the 3 series.
Hey, Brian's been using the Braun lately. Ooh,
He's in love. Look at that. Ooh.
He's got the
I had
Andes, but
it.
his foils were
I had it. I had mine
That's
for
the thing
2
with
years.
the Andes.
I
Phone hasn't
never
showed up
changed
in
it.
like 2
And
weeks.
I got the
Capone, where are you, bro?
The,
The Braun.
the gold
I mean,
He's been
Babyliss,
doing the job,
foil.
right?
It's
So
been
It's
doing,
nice,
It's been doing a
but
job better than
It's
I'm
kind of like
thinking-
that.
I'm thinking of investing
I don't
into it
know.
myself.
What, the
Braun
Babyliss
yeah.
foil shaver, the
Yeah.
gold one? It's a sexy machine. You know, if
yeah, that I never used. I can't say.
Me neither.
that
I've never
it's
used that
not-
one either.
Somebody brought it in. It felt strong. It's got 2 double foils. You know, with
I got
the
one.
bar in the middle. I'm not sure how it works on.
Thing is, when the light hits that shit, oh my god, you gotta be like,
Oh, because the glare that comes off
Oh,
of
the
it.
glare that comes off
Oh,
of it,
see,
yeah.
I've never.
So,
I
you
use
know-
a wall or I use.
so
the
that goes
80s.
to show you that these machines have not been tested to its
Yeah.
full capacity.
Quick
When-
question.
Go ahead.
Now that we're talking about clippers, do you prefer corded or cordless?
Okay. I've been cutting corded for a long time. And I have been cutting cordless for a long time too. I have a mixture. I feel like the corded ones definitely have more power.
Power?
They have it.
My wall seniors corded
Ex-
parts.
I
The
have.
strongest clippers I
If
have
you
right
see
there.
my arsenal, I love saying that. My arsenal. I'll have a Wall Seniors, the 100-year edition, the chrome one.
yeah.
I have the Wall cordless, the burgundy one. That's what I use. And then I have the Fade Masters, and then I also have the Babyliss Ferraris.
Okay.
Shout out to Babyliss Ferraris, because those clippers will cut through wet hair better than a lot of clippers. If you're doing a haircut and you have to go with the grain, those clippers will cut with the grain without leaving any chew marks. They will go right through the hair. Okay, so it's not totally bad, Babyliss. You know, they do have.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You know?
Because I'm like, everybody's bashing the
But
company,
at the same time, what Babyliss
they
is
just
doing
need to
right
take
now,
more time with the product.
what Babyliss is
in order
doing right
to-
now is that they're going
They're kind
for
of
the wave.
They're
Yes,
Conair.
yes,
They're
they're
Conair.
Conair. They're
Yeah.
going for the
we all
wave.
started
though.
with like a pair of
Yes.
Conair.
Yeah.
Listen, Conair.
Back
When I was a
Rubber
kid,
clipper,
my
rubber
first
clipper.
clippers were a Conair clipper, probably from Marshalls or from type. some
Yeah.
type of store.
True.
You know what I mean? I'm some real joint. You know what I mean? Those they were the ones. You know, but Babylist right now, in my opinion, what they're trying to do is trying to be a little bit more innovating than the other ones, trying to be the new cool kid on the block. You know what I mean? But you know, when you're the new cool kid on the block, you'll get played out after a while if you don't become that cool kid forever.
There's a lot of hype.
There's a lot of
You
hype.
gotta earn your respect.
Yes,
and-
yes, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what? And like I said before, clippers are like barbers. We all cut hair. Yeah, we all cut hair. But we all don't cut hair the same.
That's so true.
You know what I mean?
Me, I want quarters on everything.
Me too. Right
I
now,
want
like I
quarters.
said, I just had
And
that one.
my boy keeps saying, "Yo, you crazy? I need the." I've been cutting hair for 14 years, and I do like the corded clippers, but it's like now corders have made my job easier,
Of course.
faster, and way better.
Shout out to the barbers who have corded clippers and have cordless and still do the movement and think the cord is still there. Shout out to those dudes. They got a wireless
Walking
clipper,
around-
and
walking around
or when you got your liner and you whip it around to do the top and you think the cord is still there, it's not there, bro. The cord's not there, bro. Please, I go through it. Catch myself pulling a cord that's not there.
That is
Shout out to the barbers that still think that shit is.
I laugh because
The
that
only
shit happened to
thing
me like
that gets
2
me with
weeks ago.
with the wireless is I still have to plug in the plugs to charge them.
Yeah, but you're not moving the plug.
You're not moving the plug.
So if
You're
you
right.
keep the plug there, there's no tangle.
But if you look at our station, there's still we have a 12 plug adapter underneath.
And
Because we
it's,
still have to plug
but you
everything
know
in.
what that goes
So,
to? That goes
Nice
being
fixing
that
that.
goes to back being a barber who invests in himself. That doesn't go
Of
back
course.
into being a barber that just has too many things. If you're a barber, you look at somebody's stand, you could probably tell what type of barber that is just by their stand. But I'm talking about a barber from another barber, not a regular client. You know what I mean? Like me as a barber, I walked into your shop. It's a beautiful place, very clean, very welcoming, and I can tell that your boys like what they do just by what they have on their stands. You know, so shout out to all the barbers that invest a lot of money in their tools to make you, the customer, look good.
we don't even have everything out. We got the steamers and the
Yeah,
cloth.
yeah.
We were cleaning before
Yeah.
too, so you know. But
So the customers
Everything,
understand
yeah,
when you
products.
look at a barber stand, it's not hundreds, it's thousands.
thousands of dollars.
That is so true.
Yes.
Thousands. It's not hundreds.
Yep.
It's thousands. So please don't come into the barbershop and touch people's shit. If
Or sit on their chair.
If you're,
Or sit on the
if
chair.
or
Coming
sit on the
into
chair.
the
Stop.
shop,
I don't.
sitting on
Stop.
people's
Stop
chairs.
coming to the shop just because you've been coming there for years and think it's okay for you to sit on the barber chairs. That's why
Right.
we spend money on these beautiful layouts for you guys to sit down and enjoy yourself and not deal with it. Because at the end of the day, if you drop somebody of these guys' clippers, you're not gonna feel responsible because it was an accident.
It's true because people will come in right just because.
I know. Trust me, I know.
Oh, God cuts my hair. That was my man right
Yeah,
there.
let me use this clipper.
So his clients will come in, grab his clipper, try to clean something up. If something now happens to that, then when I say something,
Now
yeah,
God,
my boy.
now
but
God
if
comes
I say
in.
something, I look
God
like a
comes
bad
in and be
guy.
like, "Yo,
Who touched
my shit?"
Or they didn't clean it.
And then
or
all of that escalated to being the owner's fault because you was here and you let the
What
dude
up,
do
Devo?
it. You should have told him something.
Yep.
All right.
True.
Listen, I own a barbershop and we still go through shit like that. Certain
how many
dudes.
chairs you have in your shop?
I have 7 chairs. I have
Okay,
7
so
chairs.
You definitely get it because
You know,
there's so much.
I have
traffic
7
coming
chairs
in.
and I have dudes who's been working together for years and we still go through the same shit of he touched my shit. Yeah, you know what? Check this out. As an owner, it's not my duty to take care of your shit. You gotta take care of your own shit. You feel me? Now if I
But
could
it is our duty to regulate.
Exactly. It's our duty to regulate.
Especially when someone's not.
But
there.
if you so concerned of somebody touching your shit, look, I just
Put your shit away.
recently bought new stands and new chairs. I bought husky boxes with keys. Because my boys always complain about, yo, niggas, they touch this. That. Oh, that's why I don't do this, that, because niggas constantly, listen, bro. At the end of the day, get your own shit, take care of your shit, and if that's the best you can do, and niggas still taking your shit, confront the nigga who's taking your shit, and tell him don't touch my stuff. I just bought new stands. I make sure everybody got their key. You don't want nobody touching your stuff. Lock your shit up.
Don't be afraid.
There's certain dudes like in my shop.
How about do your barbers touch the other barber stuff like Cool Care?
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yep.
It happens. I think it happens in all the shops because sometimes you might run out, but then you got your barbers who are abusive. Just ask. Or if you take it, just put it back where it was. I don't mind giving shit to my barbers. You know what? Listen, bro, I got dudes that have been working with me for 13, 12 years. You know what I mean? And I have brotherly relationships with these guys. You feel me? So it's like if I got something in my stand and you need it, take it. I don't give a fuck. I'm more giving. Go ahead. You know what I mean? Because if I need something, I'm gonna ask you. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You feel me? I'm gonna ask you for it because
I go to him sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't have neck. I'm like, Phil, you
that's
got neck
okay.
strips?
I don't mind.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, I got you.
I'd rather him ask me than I come in one day. I'm like,
yo, where's my shit at?
you're like, all right, put it this way. At the Connecticut Barber Expo, I bought a brand new Cool Care. When I came back, I'm like, where's my Cool Care? You know, like, you know,
I'm over here. Me, Keno,
Yeah,
again with all
okay,
the sales.
sorry.
I don't know what's going on on the stage.
I had
I
a brand new.
I guess Keno had it. That's cool. He replaced it with one, right? He came back. He brought me one. That's fine. I just didn't know what happened.
Shout out to the dudes that drop your Cool Care and the button breaks and they put the tapa back on and put it on your stand.
Right.
And when you take it off, you look, I don't remember dropping my shit.
Yeah. So then I bought. Then the one that he bought me for some reason, I usually put a P under mine, just so I know. I never put the P, and then like a few days later, it went missing. I'm like,
Damn.
yo, I know I had 2 Cool Cares. It ended up on somebody's station. I don't know. I don't care. It's just a Cool Care, but it's gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if people ask, like this gentleman does, that's cool. I thought he was about to come in for a haircut.
He needed one.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
needed
yeah,
one.
He was like,
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even
Wow.
care. Whatever's mine is yours. You know what you ask. So
Yeah.
Nate ran out of packs of blades. He said, yo, I need 2 blades. I gave him 2 packs of blades. And then he was like, no, I just need 2 blades.
No, you
Right?
don't.
So I gave him 2 packs, and then he was like, I don't need it. So I threw it and landed over there. I guess he used it, and then after he used it, Gob came in today, and he goes, yo, Gob, I took a pack of blades from you. I was like, I gave you 2. He goes, yeah, I used them. I said, I thought you just needed 2 single blades. I gave you 2 packs. He goes, was that kind of a week? I said, you're welcome. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Like,
Capone, you need to start coming
Hey,
more
oh,
often.
man.
You're lacking,
I
bro.
will murder
You're
you.
lacking, bro.
So, I went to the
alright.
dentist. My teeth.
So real
nice.
quick,
I
yeah,
like it. I'm
man.
sorry.
So real quick,
They hurt. They
let's
look
talk
nice.
about the real topic here. The real topic is
Hey, real quick, let me, because for all the people that's on, can you
Yeah.
just introduce yourself, say you know.
Yes, sir. Yo, my name is Barbero81, owner of Marcel's Barbershop in New Rochelle, New York. I'm going to be the host of Main Event Barber Battle, New Rochelle, New York on August 4th. It's going to be taking place at 7 South Division Street at Champs Boxing. We're going to have...
And whoever wins gets a gift card to Chance Sporting Goods. No, I'm kidding. I just threw it.
Yo, listen. It's going to be 4
got the
categories.
bars.
It's going to be the fastest fade. It's going to be a freestyle category, design
Sweet, what up?
category. And we're going to have something very different, ladies and gentlemen. I made a Masters category.
And this is a barber battle.
Barber battle with vendors. And obviously my boys is going to be here. So check this out. The Masters is gonna be a competition where you have to be a master barber. This is not gonna be for newbies. This is gonna be a competition.
Rookies in there that just wanna.
It
just
takes.
the veterans that
Trust
already
me.
have
It takes a lot to become a master barber because you're never a master of your craft because you're constantly learning. So you gotta really, you know.
That's dope.
But like I said, this category is gonna be a twist. I'm gonna give you guys just a little sneak peek.
Before we get into
Yeah.
that, hold on, cause I want to get into it over here instead of over here on the IG.
Yeah.
First question is now we're getting into the topic of the main event barber battle.
Mhm.
What made you create the main event barber battle?
Oh man, listen, I've been going to a lot of expos and a lot of barber battles, and you know,
Were you at the CT Barber?
yes, I was. Shout out to Jay Majors.
You had a good time?
Of course,
Is
all
this
the
the
time.
first time or the second
This
time?
this is the first
The
time
first time
ever.
okay, for the main event.
Okay, so this is the first time ever, and the reason I put this together is because in my town there's a lot of barbershops, and there's a lot of barbershop gossip, and there's a lot of a lot of things in the barber world that need to be introduced to a lot of guys so they could see that it's not about just coming to the barbershop, cutting hair, and talking bad about somebody who doesn't cut as good as you. So I've traveled like you guys countless hours to go to expos, and I felt like it was a time in my career to elevate, and I was like, you know what, I see these pioneers doing big things. I see the way they laying out. These guys, they're all teachers to us, you know, and at the end of the day, you know, we can't make more money if we're just behind our chair. Jay Majors told me this a long time ago. Shout out to Jay Majors. Shout out to Jay Majors. You know what? That dude is a consistent dude. He's all about business, and at the same time, he's a small dude, but you gotta look up to him, if you know what I mean.
Small, like he's
physically, he's small, but you look up to him.
Goes to the gym,
I'm 6'2", and that dude is smaller than me, and I look up to him. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? That dude has put a layout for dudes who want to do it. This is how it's done. You feel me? Now, if you want to follow it, you can follow it. You can remix it a little bit, make it your own. He's definitely the blueprint.
He definitely did the blueprint to all this.
I go to him. I go to the BarberCon also. Shout out to Lee at
Have
Barbershop
you asked him for
Connect.
any advice on this?
I've asked him for advice on the message, and he's messaged me back, and he always responds.
I respect that, man.
Shout out to Jay Majors. I know he deals with so much people. He deals with so much people, and he always responds, and not in hours. He responds right away, even if it's a quick response. He always responds. So back to the topic. I wanted to bring something that was closer to us. Period. I do boxing at this place, the Chopperz Boxing. I trained there a little bit. I seen the way it's set up in there. It's not a huge place, but it's a good size, and it's very enticing because it has a competitive energy already in it.
It's a gym. Once you walk in,
it's a boxing gym. Like you walking upstairs, and there's nothing but boxing memorabilia. So I wanted to make an event where it was closer for my brothers from CT to come. CT is 15 minutes away.
Names boxed out of there?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Tell you the truth, I really don't know of super big names, but I know the girl who won the Olympic gold medal is from New Rochelle.
Okay.
And she's a big name in our town, and we have other guys that train there. But I did it more for the competition part about it. So like I said, New Rochelle's close to everything. 20 minutes away from the city, 15 minutes away from CT, 20 minutes away from Long Island, 40 minutes away from upstate. And even if it's close, we still driving far. Hey, listen, I drove 2 hours to get here to you guys, and I don't know you guys from a hole in the wall, and it's all love, and it's all love. You know what I mean? And I wanted to set up a competition so I could put a stamp in my town and be like, you know what I mean? And put a stamp on it and be like, listen, the same way I was the first dude to bring a straight razor to New Rochelle, I'm gonna be the first dude to do this battle. I've seen the ones before me do it, and I'm capable of.
Straight razors used to be those.
I love his name on.
I'm capable of doing it. So I went through something when I was doing this battle. I want to share with you guys. I reached out to a lot of big names. I got a lot of outrageous prices. I reached out to some names that they were like, you know, I understand this is your first event, and I'll work with you. I've been doing this
as sponsors.
As sponsors, or not really as sponsors, as to come as to educate, like the same way Jay Major set it up for us. You know, have your little educating show, and then you go to your venues. And I'm thinking, okay, these guys are charging this, these guys are charging that. My breakthrough was this: I'm capable of hosting my own show, and I don't need to pay nobody. Not to sound selfish, and not to dust my own shoulder off, but when you come to realize your capability, that's when you graduate. So you guys recognize your capability in your radio show. You started it. You have guests come up, and definitely they're gonna pull people towards you, but you don't depend on those guests to build what you build. You know what I mean? They're just like additives. You know what I mean?
You gotta do your own work.
So right now, I'm at a point where I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna get these people. I'm gonna host my own show. I might even do my own educative class. I've educated beauty salons around my town, countless barbershops. I've done it before. I think I'm capable of doing it myself. You know? So
What up, Lou?
this event is gonna be very innovating for my town, and it's gonna be a step up for me, and a step up for my brothers right here at Chopperz Radio, because they're building their pyramid just like we all are, and we all want to get to the top. And the people who are on top, they went through the struggle. You're gonna ask for help to a lot of people. There's gonna be a lot of Jordans out there that you're gonna look up to, and then when you meet Jordan, you'll be like, "This nigga's a dick." You know what I mean? There's gonna be a lot of golden calves out there.
I felt like
There's gonna be a lot of golden calves out there. They're gonna be like, "Wow."
at the CT
And then
barber,
and there's, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day,
shout out to Yusuf, man. That's like the only
so
famous
I said,
actually really had a combo with.
I want to be the one who
Me,
does
sir.
this in my community, so we could have communication amongst us barbers in the community, so we don't have to worry about competing with each other so much, so we could all be on the same. I want to walk into my man's shop in New Rochelle and get a haircut, and I want him to come to my shop. I want to be able to walk into any shop in my town and be respected by any other barber the same way that he could come into my shop and be respected
Is
also.
there a lot of hate in your town?
Listen, there's a lot of hate everywhere.
Everywhere.
And it's
You
not
feel
only
it,
it's,
you
and it's
see
not only barbershop, but you know what? You gotta put that shit to the side and not focus on the people who hate you, but focus on the people who love you.
Yep, your clients.
The clients, the ones that stick with you, the ones who wait for you an hour and a half when you know that you had an appointment and they still there waiting patiently, and you're like, "Yo, hold on, bro, I've been real busy."
My man, Lamar.
Appreciate those dudes, you know what I mean? And back to the top battle. This is gonna be real interesting, guys. I'm gonna have the guys competing inside a boxing ring, bro.
Barbers battling
Inside a
Not
boxing
fighting,
ring.
cutting hair, right?
Inside the ring.
My question to that, usually when you have battles, you got more than 5 barbers
Mhm.
going against each other.
Mhm.
Same thing with the CT Barber Expo. We got plus 100
Of
barbers
course.
competing on stage.
Mhm.
How you gonna fit?
Well, what we
Two
did
rings.
is that we have 2 rings and we cut the middle lines off.
Oh, gotcha.
These rings are not elevated; they are floor level.
Yeah, full level, yeah.
So what we're gonna do is gonna be one big rectangle ring.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So we're gonna take the ropes from the middle. We're gonna be able to fit like 8 competitors in each category at
Okay.
the same time.
Alright, nice.
So
8 total or
8,
on each
4 and
side?
4,
Okay.
4 and 4.
Yeah.
I might be able to squeeze another like 10, but at the same time, I'm not looking to do this for the money for the vendors. I want to do this for like almost like a fight club setup. Like every couple of months,
For the barbers.
you know how when you see a boxing match, they box every 4 or 5 months. This is what I want to start doing. This is gonna be like main events.
Okay, gotcha.
Every couple months, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this so barbers
Similar to, like,
so
other
so
people,
so
yeah.
so barbers could come in and test their skills, like a fight club. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like that, but in a barber way. You know?
Nice, nice.
You know what's gonna happen? This event's gonna be successful, and then all the people that you reached out to at the beginning
We all
that had their prices up here are gonna be throwing themselves at you, saying, "Oh, I want to do this." I wanna
and
do
that's
that,
how
I
it's
wanna-"
always gonna be.
That's how it's gonna
You
be.
know, when you put on the jacket that everybody likes, they're gonna ride the coattail. They want that jacket too. People want the vested status, but they don't want to put in the work. You feel me? But like I said before, I did this event to put New Rochelle on the map in the barber game, for barbers to unite. I was telling my boy, I was like, listen, I wanna have a meeting with all the barbers in my community, all the owners, and see if we could set a set price. To see if we could do a set price where we all gonna charge the same. Because I think as a barber, we should all value our work,
That's a great idea.
and we should all be capable of making good money and stop worrying about, oh, he cut your hair for 15, I got you for 12. He cut your hair for 20, I got you for 15. We need to stop cutting each other's throats, you know? Because if we cut each other's throat, there's not gonna be nobody to heal the wound at the end. We're all gonna be dead.
I have that too, man. I have people come in
We,
here,
you know?
they get the beard, scissor on top, the part,
Yeah.
and then he gave me money. I didn't even count it. I said, "Any change?" He goes, "No, that's all you. It's 20, right?" I go, "No, it's not." But I was like, "You know what? You didn't know. Don't worry about it."
Yeah,
He goes,
that's it.
"Oh, my barber charges me 20."
Okay.
So I'm like,
Okay, so
Alright,
my
so it's definitely a barber,
my idea, and with any barbershop who wants to join this movement, I'm gonna call it the 25 movement. It's gonna be called 2-5. I'm gonna start up a movement where I'm gonna start printing out. Sorry, I'm gonna start printing out $25 symbols. You know, and I'm gonna start telling barbers we need to put this $25 symbols right in our window. So when people walk by or they drive by, the first thing they see is 25. They're gonna go to another window, they're gonna see 25. We can't give. There's not gonna be no space for negotiating no more.
Is that just a haircut or a haircut with the beard?
Depending on how the barbershops wants to
So
work,
that's pretty much a starting
it's
price.
gonna be a starting price. There's nothing will be under
I
that.
love that idea.
There will be nothing under 25.
Yep.
There won't be nothing under 25 unless you're a kid.
You know what's crazy? Everything else went up. Groceries went
Everything
up.
goes
Our
up.
products went up.
Everything goes
You know,
up.
You seen what I just
beard
did, right?
gel.
Everything
I
goes
went
up.
on
I
all
want
my
to know why
prices.
is it
I
Did
went
you
up
lose some
when
clients?
barbers
No,
go up?
no.
Why is it a
Thank God.
problem for us to raise our prices
Prices.
when everything else goes up? The rent goes up on us.
Cars
Products
went
goes
up.
up. On us.
Gas goes up.
I remember I
had
used to
some
pay for
clients.
clippers.
Water,
Yo, for
everything's gone up.
clippers,
So-
I used to pay $50-$60 for clippers. Now my
So-
clippers cost over $100.
So
know? All of them.
if I get this movement in place, gentlemen, which
Except
I'm
Keno.
gonna
Keno
preach
said,
the 20. I'm gonna preach the 25 gospel everywhere I go. When I get my 25 sticker, this is gonna be the first place. I'm driving 2 fucking hours up here, and I'm gonna give it to my boy so he could put that shit right in the
Hey,
front
my
door.
prices are 25
Yeah,
too,
it's
so we
25.
can put it
That-
25 bucks.
look at that.
You know what I'm saying?
He's already in the movement, and he didn't
Yeah.
even know it.
It's crazy because
And that's the way it should be because we don't give him space to breathe now, guys.
You know the guy that you was talking about, Ivan Zook?
Yeah.
He was talking about bringing up the price.
Yeah, it was bring up price day like 2 weeks ago.
But I did that way before.
Of
the
course.
first.
A lot of
Because-
barbers have.
Of course.
And
I mean-
and I had people asking me like, why did you rent? Why?
And you
I
know
don't
what's
know, if
sad?
people
And you
walk
know
in,
what's sad,
it's
brothers?
fine.
You know the
People
sad
walk
part
in.
about it is that you still got your barbers. They're taking 15,
Yeah.
and that's
That's crazy.
and that's
Even
and
$10.
don't do that no more,
Exactly.
guys. Don't do that no more,
My
man.
youngin' over here does it, right? And he goes, yo, because I haven't been cutting as much as you guys, so, you know, I can't charge as much as you
Who
guys.
said?
My man right here, Nate, see with all that stuff? Mr. Hoarder, right
Yeah.
there, right? That guy?
You can tell he's a young barber.
He has
too.
two
Yeah.
booths.
He got
Look, he
everything,
uses
bro.
that
Like,
one
damn, he got
and
like
that
4
one.
ring lights there.
And yet, my man Nate wants to be like 15 for the same person that I cut for 25. I'm like, yo, why? He was like, because I'm not like you, so that they can't expect the same haircut. I said, yo, Nate, you went to school, you've been cutting hair for 5 years.
Yo,
Nate, you
I'm
gonna
gonna
put
put
it-
it. I'll put it this way.
start charging the
I'm gonna put it this
25,
way.
bro. Like,
I'm gonna put it this way.
stop.
There is
stop.
barber
good
there's
barber.
franchises where they charge $50 to $55 for a haircut. Why can't us urban barbers charge what we want to charge, what we're worth?
You know, I had
know?
a gentleman come
There's
to my...
people that pay $55,
But there's always
$100
that
something
one
dollars
barber
for
that
both
messes it up.
services, man. Everything
Oh, no, I'm
to
gonna
an
charge
addition.
$10.
Because
From-
he
like,
because
come on now.
because barbers like that are bacterias, and you should get them out of your shop if they're not the same
You
level.
know, I can't get rid of Nate, but he got to stop.
No, I'm not talking about him.
Underestimated
I'm talking
himself.
about my
No,
man who
no.
said that there's barbers that charge $10.
Yeah,
Shit
$10
like that,
haircut.
like, you know.
My man
And
right
in
here,
other shops, I
Bernard
heard
O'Neill
before.
said $8 cuts. Bernard, you can't.
Bernard,
do
what
that.
are you doing, Bernard? Come on,
And
man.
he said barbers still cut it for $8 right here, like
Bernard,
$8.
Bernard,
right here, man.
Bernard.
Right, barbers still. They gotta stop, man. They
Bernard,
gotta
I
stop.
wouldn't spray my clippers for $8, bro.
Yo, a can of disinfectant is $8.
$8.
I'm not even.
Stop.
I'm not
You're
even. I'm not
underselling
even.
Yo, that
I'm
is
not even.
crazy.
I'm not even taking the lock off the bottom of my chair for $8, bro.
There you go.
I'm not even
There
gonna
you
take
go.
the lock. If I'm not even gonna spin my chair for $8, bro.
Then we don't
Bernard,
really spend so
please
much money
value your
on
work,
clippers.
value yourself. 25 is the movement. 25 is the movement.
Listen, you gotta be a voice.
Remember where you heard it first.
Be a
Hair
voice.
Choppers Radio. $25 is the standard price for
25
haircuts
is the
now.
standard price.
$25.
We all got
Ladies, if you
Free.
bring your kids to
Free.
me, I'm charging you 20
I'm gonna
bucks
put it this
because
way,
I gotta
man.
cut your
Same
kids'
with-
hair and babysit them at the same time. No
This
more
is for
15.
That's
all
weird.
you
$20 for
barbers.
kids.
This is for all you barbers. Check this out. I was working in New York on 23rd and 7th. We're charging $40 to $50 depending on the service that you're getting.
Real quick.
Wait, hold on. Let me get this out. I had a client. To this day, this client still calls me for house calls and stuff like that. I charge $100 an hour for house calls. Now this client was coming over to the shop over there. This guy was flying from LA to New York. I told him, why you, that's an expensive haircut to me. You're paying for your flight just to come get a haircut from me, to go right back to LA and go back to your job, just to get the fade that I give you. Now, I told you could go somewhere. I recommended, hey, I follow these guys on Instagram. They're pretty great. They do some great work. I recommended him to A-Rod and the team over there at Elegant Studio in Melrose. Now, you know how much these guys is charging for a haircut? Because he called in. Right in front of me, $150 just for your haircut.
That's it.
Value yourself.
Not to mention they're gonna make a video while they cut your hair and get free promotion.
Everything that's
And
on
you're
that
not paying,
station.
and they getting that for free off of you.
Never
You
be
know?
afraid to go up on your
Definitely
prices,
not.
man.
I want to give a quick shout out while we have this little space to my man King Midas Empire.
Yo, King
Oh,
Midas
he's,
out of
he's out-
Brooklyn.
he's watching us right now on my phone line.
Shout outs to you, Brooklyn,
And
New
I
York.
want to I want to shout this gentleman out, guys, for one reason.
I've been following King Midas.
I've been
for quite some
following
time, man.
I've been following King Midas, and I've been supporting his products since day one. I know this guy don't know me for a hole in the wall, bro, and I asked him for help. I told him I was making an event. I told him that I supported his product, and he was the first one to reach out to me and say, "Listen, bro, you could use my logo, and you could you know what I mean? You could use me for whatever you need." And there was not one conversation of money that came out of his mouth. He didn't say how much he was gonna charge, or how much all this. Or he told me, "Listen, if you need help, I'm here for you." I went to the Barbercon Expo. He linked me up with my man Epidemic of the '80s, who's his boy. They received me with open arms, man. You know, he told me, "Listen, we're gonna be at your show. If you need help with anything, even show me a little love with some capes for my competitors." So shout out to the dudes who doing it big and still have a humble heart to help the dudes that want to make it big. And King Midas, you on that list, my brother. Shout out, and I'm so grateful for your support. Shout out to Mr. Beauty, Mr. B.
Mr. B.
Mr. B. I
Long
went out.
Island.
Shout out to Mr. B sponsoring my chairs and my stands for the event without no hesitation, without no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Shout out to him. Shout out to the Chopperz Radio, these guys too, for letting me in their house, because our barbershops are our homes.
We appreciate you coming, man.
They open arms, and to all you
Yo,
barbers
2
out there.
hours.
I don't give it. Yo, the 2 hours is not even. Listen, I don't. Like I said before, if it's love, it's love. It's everywhere. You know what I mean? Jay May just told me one thing. I had a meeting with him a long time ago. I got some tickets, and I sat in his office. He told me, "Yo, a lot of the people around your neighborhood are not gonna be the ones to support you. It's gonna be the people that far from you.
Yep.
They're gonna support you the most. You know." And that's sad, and that's something that we're all gonna have to deal with forever. You know what I mean?
You know what? And that's true, because I was in the Bronx and I was trying to do a lot of things with the barber came in the Bronx, and yo, it's unbelievable the amount of hate that I got. And then years later, I come out to Connecticut. I meet this guy right here. I've been following Kino for a while, and I meet Kino, and yo, nothing but love, bro. And I'm just like, wow, I gotta come to a whole different town, get the love, and then the stuff that I had in my head, bubbling, like the ideas and stuff, everything that I wanted to do. It's like, damn, I met 2 guys that got the same vision, and we just made it happen. And there was no if or no's. There was no no's. Everything was a joke. Let's just do it, like Nike, man. And I'm like, oh, this is crazy, like.
Thanks to this guy.
And look where we at.
places
And
that I'm
we
like,
got an
oh,
opportunity to have a booth at the CT Barber Expo. Thank you, Jay, for that, making that happen, man. This man right here. It's Marby Moore for having us at the Barber Fest August 11th. Shout out to him too.
Yo, Marvy Marv is gonna be in the barber battle too. I forgot to tell you guys. I spoke to him.
Yeah.
He said he was
He's
gonna
gonna
come
be
through and
competing
show
in your
love.
event?
He's another one that's real humble.
He will not compete, but he's gonna have his name brand there, and he's gonna be in the building.
No.
Lee
He's
from
another
Barbershop
one.
Connect told me that he might be able to come, but a Mike from Lee is better than a no. You know what I mean? Because
Hell yeah.
those guys are busy guys,
Yeah,
and a Mike
yeah.
from Lee is better than a no.
Yeah.
So I got those guys coming in, and once again, these are guys who doing it big.
but they stay humble.
and they stay
man.
humble. You know,
know, they know where they came from. You know,
Definitely.
we all come from the same beginners, man, as barbers. There's a bunch of us, like me in Puerto Rico, I started cutting in Marquesina. You know what I mean? Most of
people
us
don't
cut
know
in
what
a
Marquesina is.
basement barber.
Marquesina is a Puerto Rican projects, the hood,
Yeah, man.
the hood.
There's people, kitchen barbers, man, basement barbers, you
Basement
know,
barbers.
living room barbers, all type of barbers out
Garage
here, man.
barbers.
Garage barbers.
Don't matter where it's
Don't
at.
matter
You
where
got
it's
this
at,
thing,
man.
Oh, what's going on, brother? You guys ready with the things?
Want to do it?
We all come
You're
from
okay,
the
we
same
did it.
things,
That's
man.
it.
We all come from the same humble beginnings, but when there's certain barbers, man, when they get to that level and they're up there, man, they totally forget and they just like,
Sorry.
It be like,
it's
damn,
like, dude,
homie.
what's wrong with you? You ain't no celebrity,
Yeah,
man.
Huh?
I know barbers that are regular barbers, they're not even in the mainstream right now, and they're making more money than you are. Tell you the truth, and that's just cutting behind the chair. That's it. That's all they doing, man.
Definitely.
I know a whole bunch of those guys, man, and respect to those guys because they don't let all this social media, all this hype thing. Because before all this, man, it was just a business card and a handshake, introducing, hustling out there, getting that grind on, standing in front of the barbershop, especially where I come from, New York, where there's a lot of traffic. Sometimes I would stand in front of the barbershop and introduce to people who I don't even know from a hole in the wall, but listen, my name is Brian, I'm a barber here at this barbershop.
You know,
Yo, whenever you want, here's my business card. If you need a cut throughout the weekend, or whatever, come I'll take care of you.
Yo, barbers, young barbers, any barber who's trying to get their money up or trying to expand their clientele, this is how you do it. Don't go up to the dude who's Zeke. If you go up to the dude who has a bad haircut, he's not gonna pay you for your price. He's not gonna pay you what you're worth because he's not used to quality cuts. Look for a dude who has a good haircut, a real good haircut. Go approach that man. Give him your card. Tell him you have a great haircut, but I'm also a great barber. If you want to come check me out one day, here's my card. Don't ever give a guy a card and belittle their barber or say that their haircut could be done better. Because now the first thing you're doing to that customer or that potential customer is that you're insulting them now.
Exactly.
Now you're telling them that their haircut is not up to standard and they're walking around looking not great, and that fucks with people's confidence. And they will look at you like, yo, this guy's a jerk. He just told me I had a bad haircut and he wants me to fix it. So when you approach a gentleman, you approach a gentleman who has a quality haircut and judge your capability. Can I do this haircut? Because I don't want him to come to me and me not be able to give him the same product he's usually used to, or even better. Because now what happens if I can't deliver what I'm talking, he's not gonna come back. And as you can know, word of mouth is everything. I've got.
It's just like last time. Last time we had a customer. I think it was last week. Last week we had a customer coming in, right?
Right
this
after his haircut?
This customer comes in, and he comes in right after he got a cut at another barbershop. He comes in with a messed up haircut. I look at it and I'm like, and the guy's
it wasn't
pointing.
messed up, man. It was one of the worst haircuts I've ever seen.
Dude, this line right here,
Was
this was
Back-
pushed back like
back there.
way back.
This one was up
But-
here.
We asked
The
him where he
papers.
got the haircut, whatever. Phil's like, oh man, I can't believe it. I'm like, yo, I'm not even gonna put the barber on blast or nothing. I'm just gonna fix the haircut, do what it is, get my information. So no, like that, just like he's saying, no negativity on none of that. You don't want that energy.
I
That
couldn't believe
it's
that's
just like
like a
that
barber
energy.
shop.
That
I'm gonna give
energy
you guys a
is gonna
perfect
come back.
example of energy. Here it
You
goes.
fixed it.
Here it goes.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a perfect example of energy, ladies and gentlemen. We just finished watching the NBA Finals, right? We just seen the Raptors. The Raptors could have wrapped it up in 4 games. When my man Durant got hurt, the crowd started cheering for him.
Yep.
The crowd started
That he
cheering
got hurt in a
that he
negative
got
way.
hurt. The
Yep.
crowd started cheering for him to get hurt. They lost that game by 1 point. The Raptors lost that game by 1
His
point.
teammates fed off of that negative energy.
What happened was that his teammates fed off the negative energy, but the crowd was such a negative energy for their home team that it caused the energy to be put on their team. The that crowd would have never laughed at that other man's demise, the rappers would have won that game. Energy is big. Energy is huge. Don't think it's something mystical that does not exist. It exists and it's alive and breathing everywhere you go. When you come to a barbershop, or somebody comes to a barbershop, you can feel their energy. Energy is something that needs to be put always in a good place. Even if you have a bad day, you have to keep an energy that's positive. And it might be tough. It might be tough because there's not people that think like us.
Yeah.
You know, when I have chats with my wife, she's, you know, women are all the same. I don't want to pay this much for somebody's present because they don't pay. They don't give me this much. Who gives a fuck what they give you or give us? I'm not gonna wash me down because they're like that. I'm gonna keep on doing how I do. If they do how they do, that's them. But I'm not gonna wash myself down because they wash down. So for all you young barbers out there, don't worry about what the next barber's doing. Worry about what you're doing. Don't wish no demise on nobody, because that energy comes right back to you. You know, and it's true. It happens. It's so true. You know, I've seen barbers in my town that's wished nothing but failure for me. I've seen barbershop close. I've seen barbers come to my barbershop, their own barbershop, playing the Carmen San Diego role, like I told my man, spying on my shit. You know, I opened the door to these guys. Because why? Because that's the energy I have, and that's the energy I portray, and I'm a positive person. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to look at the cup that's halfway full. I'm trying to like make it full right away. I'm not trying to be all if there's not enough, let's put more in there. You know, I'm not worried about who's Zeke and who or who's that.
Are you sure you don't want to move to Connecticut and be a part of this thing?
Yo, listen, I don't have to. You know what I mean? Listen, bro.
Welcome here anytime.
Yo,
man.
listen, bro, and I appreciate you guys for that, and I appreciate the love. And like I said before, like you can't come in to this game hating and saying, "I know it all," or "I know this, I know that." Like I told my boy, I was like, listen, there's a lot of newbies coming up, and yeah, we were like, damn, how do you get that position? Or why do you know what? At the end of the day, these people are there for some reason and for some reason only. You put a negative comment on their shit, they're gonna be like, oh, this guy's a fucking schmuck. He's a hater. And when you fucking do an event or something and you ask for their help, they're gonna go back in the history and remember, oh, this nigga was talking trash on my shit, like, and now he wants help.
That's
Always
true.
make yourself accessible for any situation. Do not fuck your shit up. Don't be the dude that is not accessible for any situation. Be the dude that everybody wants to deal with. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's gonna be a secret for a lot of success. Because you know how it is in this game. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And that's everywhere. But if you know and you know, now you know. You know what I'm trying to tell you?
Yeah.
But if
You
you
know,
know,
you know.
and you know, now
right.
you know. You
No,
feel me?
No.
Because if you know the dude and you know your skill, you know. You know what I'm trying to tell you, bro? So it's like,
Are you gonna copyright that? 'Cause that's like a dope t-shirt.
listen, I'm dropping gems left and right here.
That's
You know what I mean?
That's
I'm
what-
dropping gems
that's
left
what
and
Head
right.
Chopperz Radio is
I'm
about,
dropping
man.
gems left and right,
Because
and
we want
everyone.
every audience that's
And
watching
this
right
is
now.
this is a forum for all of us.
I feel like
Yeah.
this is a free
I want
class
all our
for
audience
all
on Head
doing
Chopperz
shit.
Radio, everybody that we bring and the gems that they're dropping, I want you to soak this in. Be a sponge. You know what I mean? Because this is a learning experience. We're in a barber industry. The barber industry is something you learn every day.
And you know what?
You know?
The main word of what my man said is experience.
Mhm.
Experience is key. You know? Don't be in a rush to get the experience.
It's a process.
It's a process.
Yeah, we gotta work.
You
need to
can't be in a
work.
rush to get the experience. Young barbers right now, you are blessed with so much better technology that we had before.
Yes.
You guys are in a world where it's $1 billion industry. Don't be in a hurry. The process is slow but sure. Take it from a guy who's been in the barber game for more than 25 years. Okay, that is barely. I know there's dudes that's been in the game probably less than me and doing more, but I realized that being a barber, being a master barber, you have to learn from no matter who it is. It be a 15-year-old kid or be a 50-year-old barber. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to be ready and patient and be willing to go through the punches. You know, you see a lot of these celebrities, and you say, damn, they got it good. If you listen to their life, a lot of these people lost people that are very important to them. They've gone through struggles. Shit just does not come to you easy. And if it comes to you easy, it leaves easy. It's not worth it. It's like when you're a drug dealer. You're a drug dealer, yeah, you making real good money. You stay fresh every day. You got the girls, you got the whip. All it takes is for you to slip up, and all that shit can be taken away from you. Why? Because you can't depend on something that you don't work for to last. Let me tell you something. I was young, man. I did dumb shit, bro. I did all that shit. I know what it is. All the fucking clothes and the gear and the jewels and the shit that I bought with that money, I don't know where it's at. I don't even know where the fuck that clothes is at. I'm talking about clothes that I spent hundreds of dollars on. That I'd be like, damn, this is my shit. I don't know where none of that clothes is at. Because that money didn't have good energy behind it. It's not. It evaporates. It for some reason. But those boots or Jordans or whatever the hell that you sweat your ass for, you take care of them because you know how much it costs for you to get them shits. You know what I mean? And that's in life in general. If you get something too easy, you don't appreciate it. If it comes to you the hard way, you appreciate the struggle that took there and you cherish it more. You feel me? When you struggle, you cherish. If you don't struggle, you don't cherish. You feel me? There's no cherish if there's no struggle. So it's gonna be okay, young barbers. We all zeked. We all dealt with hard customers. We all dealt with dickhead bosses. We all dealt with dickhead people. We all have problems at our homes. None of us are perfect. But at the end of the race, it's going to be well worth it. You might not win all the races, but it just makes it that more better when you actually win the first one. You feel me? And you're going to be able to improve and get better and better and better and better to a point that you're going to be shoulder to shoulder with the guys you looked up to. And fucking realize sometimes that you were better than them. It's just that it took you longer to realize it.
I said that last year. That's what motivated me.
There's a lot of dudes out there that don't have. There's a lot of dudes that lack the skill but have the will. You could have the skill, but if you don't have the will, you ain't gonna go nowhere.
Yep.
There's dudes out there that lack the skill but have the will, and they're doing more things than you just because they weren't afraid.
Donna and Ware asked a question. She said, curious where the industry will be in 5 to 10 years.
From 5 to 10 years, the industry is going to be like this. Don, I'm going to tell you right now.
Oh, there's not robots taking over our jobs.
I'm going to put the prediction right now, Donna. She's a barber or who?
Are you a barber or?
Barber?
Gotta make it quick because we only got a few minutes.
All right, so this is what's going to happen in 5 years. In 5 years, I'm going to be down like with 20 barber battles by then. Right here, around me, they're going to have like a fucking million followers. And you're going to be better than you were now. That's what's going to happen in 5 years. In 5 years, you're going to be better than you were now, and we're all going to be better than we are now. That's what's going to happen in 5 years. That's it, plain. In 5 years, you better be better than you was now. That's it. That's what's going to happen, Donna. You're going to be better than you were now, and we're going to be better. That's exactly going to happen.
Another friend, Maggie, said a barber and a hairdresser will always have a job.
Of course.
You're correct.
Always.
Regardless
It's like-
of drought
it's like
or
restaurant.
We can go anywhere in the world and cut hair.
cut hair anywhere. There's 7.7 billion people on Earth. Even if there's 5 billion with hair, or
They
even
all
half
need
that,
hair.
it doesn't even.
gotta
They all
come
gotta
to
get
us.
their hair done somewhere, some way,
For that
somehow.
interview, you need us.
And it's the biggest growing. I try to tell everybody, every month, Connecticut does a test. Cosmo and Barber. The class fills up with 300 people. If it's bigger than that, they have to go to the airport, rent out a bigger space. Now it's 600 people. Every month they fill up. That means every month in the state of Connecticut, there's 300 new barbers and cosmetologists. Whether they stay here, whether they open up a business, whether they go and work for somebody, there's 300 every month getting their license in this profession. So if you see the future in this business, like, it's just growing. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't see kids graduating every month out of college. They graduate in May. Then they go and they work somewhere, they do an intern for the profession until they finally land. In barbering and cosmetology, 300 people a month graduate in the state of Connecticut. Okay, so that's 3,600 people a year that graduate in this state alone that now have a job, opened up a business, or move somewhere else and contribute to what that is.
And
that's just the state.
Not to mention a degree.
A degree.
When you have
Yes.
a master's license, you are a licensed professional. Remember, guys, licensed professional, like a doctor,
Lawyer.
like a lawyer,
Yep.
like anybody who's a licensed professional.
Psychology.
Please do not underappreciate your status in the license, should I say, because you're a barber.
Mm-hmm.
You are the only practitioner that's still allowed to have physical contact with a person besides a physician or a doctor.
You know what? Can I stop this real quick? So I just went to the dentist. Like, literally, that's why I was late. My dentist had the same license that I have. Have you noticed that? Have you ever seen it?
It
He had
comes
the
from the-
same piece of blue paper
Mhm.
right up there.
That's
But all, at
because-
the bottom he said dental hygienist. Mine says barber. But we have the same license. His expires in 11/30/19. So sometime later this year. But we have the same paper. So that means the guy went to school, did everything possible to get that same license. I have that same license, but it's in barber.
Mhm.
See what I'm saying? So it made me feel like,
But
wow, that's dope.
and
man.
you know what's funny? At the end of the day, my brother, you shouldn't feel like that. That
Yeah.
wow, you shouldn't be wowed by the fact that you are at the same level with that dentist.
But it was because
It was a
Because
wow.
barbers
It's
were
a
surgeons.
wow because of the way we've been treated over the
no,
years.
it's a wow that my paper looks like his.
But that's what I'm
Because
trying to tell you.
barbers-
But that's what I'm trying. But I'm trying to tell
Barbers
you.
were
We
surgeons.
shouldn't, but
We
yeah.
should not, and we need to, and that's what we got to get rid of. We got to get rid of that wow. We shouldn't be wowed by somebody that like you said, that got the same paper as you.
Same paper.
The same fucking paper.
Same
fucking paper.
paper.
Why are we wowed by that? We should not be wowed. And you know why we're wowed by that? Because of years of fucking stereotype of people fucking undergrading us.
So,
So,
Well,
Can I say a story?
we're gonna have to leave it there because I got to transition now. We're at the end of the show.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Hair Chopperz Radio here on YouTube, live streaming every Monday from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Make sure to go to @Barbados81 on Instagram. Hit the link. Get your tickets today. It's the first ever Westchester County main event barber battle hosted by @Barbados81. DJ Juanito will be in the building, and the location will be at Champs Boxing Club. You can register for competitions. You can register for vendors, or you can also be sponsor as well if you're looking for that. You can hit them up at 914-804-3522 or main event barber battle at gmail.com. Make sure to check that out. Hair Chopperz will be in the building. Right after this, I'm locking my booth in to be over there and do a lot of great things with this gentleman right here, man. Looking forward to doing a lot more things with him and networking with him on upcoming events and all that, man. So make sure to tune in. Thank you again for tuning in to Hair Chopperz Radio. Make sure to follow all our social medias right here.
Follow them real quick.
At Barbetto81, Barbetto81, or follow at Marcia's Barbershop, Marcia's Barbershop too, which is his barbershop over there, and I think he has the logo in his hat.
Yeah, the logo.
I've been looking at the logo for a minute. So it's a dope logo.
Not for nothing. I don't mean
so
to
make
dust
sure.
my own shoulder, but I drew my own logo. You know, barbers are artists too, cousin.
Nice.
You already know.
So everybody, thank you for tuning in, man. See you next Monday on the next episode of Hair Chopperz Radio.